they curve naturally?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'd like you to think that the pinky is the first finger that is going to touch the bow, and you're going to touch the bow on the inner octagonal side of the bow. Inner, okay? Okay, and then we are going to do this motion. See this circle here? See the way I have my thumb there? That's the bow stays right in between my thumb and there, right? And then that's what we are. First comes the thumb, then try to do that, and then you put the third on the first fingers, and let's see what we got there. Okay. Okay, the thumb has got to be placed here very close to its nail. You see what I mean? So that you don't do this, right? But this. That looks good. Okay. Okay, now let's take a look. So I'm going just to review this a little bit. Right. So very important that this nail is very thin, very short, as well as your thumb, which you are doing great. That's which you have. That's good. So we are going to try to have 7 points of contact. Okay. This is obviously one, right? And here will be another and another. So you have 3 between these 2 fingers. 3 points of contact. Here will be 2 again. That's 5. This is very good. You're not going all the way down, but you are there. That's 6, and then the pinky will be 7. Okay?
Okay.
Then the tendency you have is to, this means pronating. Then I'm going to give you another word. The opposite is called supinating.
Supinating?
Okay?
Okay.
So it's a funny word. It took me a while to learn that, but that's what it is when you play the violin. So you tend to pronate a bit too much when you play. And when you pronate a lot, quite a bit too much, that's when your arm wants to go up.
Right.
Okay? So what we need is, you know, to do this motion here to your hand, because you do too much of this. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to get a bit more there. So your fingers are going to be a bit flatter. Your hand will be a bit flat, excuse me, on the bow. And that's it. So that's 7 points of contact. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the inner octagonal side of bow, 7. Let's see how you're right. Just a second. Yeah, that looks good. And there, make sure. So between these and this is 3. 2 more, 1, 1. Okay? So relax your hand. I think you have the tendency when you play of doing too much of this, which means that you're squeezing the bow a little too much. So there are this contact, this, and this. These are 3 contacts where you're actually sitting on the bow. When you place, you are sitting on the bow here, see? So therefore, we don't want you to squeeze that way. Okay? So, good, that's it. So then when you are holding the bow, like this, if the pinky is there or if it's not, doesn't make that much difference, right? But keep it there. And then what we are going to do next, before we do that, I want you to do a few exercises, if you can remember that for next time. Hold the bow like this with the half finger, and you are going to allow your bow to slip through your fingers. Right, but when you do that, we want you to keep the 7 points of contact. So you lost them all.
Yeah.
And you lost those 2. Remember there. Right, even more at the tip, the thumb. Right, that's it. Right, and then, see, when you do this, make sure that the hair faces you still. And then try to have 7 points of contact. And then I'd like you to climb towards the frog, still with the 7 points of contact if possible. Remember, the pinky is on the inner part of the bow. The thumb is there at the, okay. The only nuisance about this is the rosin. I hate having my fingers filled with the rosin. You can clean up your bow before you do it. This way will be good, okay? And try to have 7 points of, those 7 points of contact as you do that. Okay, keep going all the way and make sure the hair of the bow faces you. Right, that's it. This will help you a lot. Okay, keep going all the way to the frog. Right. Careful with your thumb. Right. Thumb. See your thumb. Make sure that your thumb keeps curved. Right. See. And right. That's good. Yeah. 7 points. That's pretty good. You're almost there. Okay. It'll get easier and easier as you get used to it.
Yeah.
So I would, you can even read a book or do your homework, and But I would go there and I would 7 points of contact, and then I would allow my fingers to curve naturally, not this or this. See, not just the way you have it, it's the way you keep it there, more or less. Okay, go all the way there, right? So you do that a few times. Then you're holding the bow. Okay, let's see, make sure you get 7 points of contact there. Remember what you have to be careful with. So yeah, tip is on the inner octagonal side of the bow. You know what I mean by inner octagonal side? Not here. See, if you are here, every time then you're going to the frog to make a bow change, the finger is going to fall off. So you want to be here so that when you do this motion, see when you play, that pinky is always not going to, fall off. Okay? 7 points of contact. Okay, but see, you have the tendency of doing this. See, I'd like you to do this, and your tendency is this, look. See? I'm squeezing when I do this. When I'm like this, I'm not squeezing at all. Look at this, see? And 7 points of contact. There, right. Okay, so, and then what I'd like you to do is, okay, go vertically again. We go from being vertically here to bringing the bow on really horizontal. Can you do that? Well, when you go that, the bow is starting to press against your pinky, no?
Oh yeah, it is.
So what are you going to do with your pinky? You're going to be a bit sensitive. You're going to let it curve a bit more. This is very important, because if you don't, that's what the problem is when you play. Look at this. See? What happened if I did that? So as I go there, the bow is starting to get into the pinky. I let my pinky curve a little bit more. That's why we need to have the pinky on the inner octagonal side. See, you do too much of this there, and that's it. Look what I'm going to do now. I'm not. Look, otherwise, see? There we go again with the problem. So, when you are here, right? So when you go there, you see? Okay, stay there now. Right. Now, hold the bow. Yeah, hold it horizontally. Don't let it go down, right? Okay, you can let go and see if you're able to. Right. Does that feel a little bit different than what you usually do?
Yeah.
Okay, do you see where your elbow is? It's a little bit below the level of your wrist. That's exactly what we want. So you are on the G, go to the G string. A bit higher maybe? No, everything goes higher, right? Then you go to the D, then you go to the A, and when you are on the E in the middle, see your arm is very close to, see you're very skinny, so you see a big thing here. Yeah. But with me, I have to go practically right there, okay? So it will be, okay? See what I mean? But anyway, so what I'd like you to be aware of is the bow is here vertically, and then can you look at my pinky now?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So until about here, nothing is happening because the bow is not really pressing against the pinky, but here it's starting to. So I'm going to be sensitive and allow this. So I'm not going to allow my hand to do this, because if it does that, see, then the elbow is too high. Okay, so very important to what happens between here and there. So I would suggest that you are right. You see this motion, okay? So this is very important that you think about it, because if you think about the pinky being a little bit more curved, then when you're going to play, everything is going to change for the better. And you feel much more comfortable after a while.
Yeah.
You know, and because if I ask you to play without the bow, I think you most likely will do the right thing. But when you have the bow, everything is, so there's got to be, your fingers are the ones that have to adjust to your arm and your hand being as natural as they possibly can be if you are not having to hold the bow. Because your hand is a continuation of your elbow, right, of your bow arm, right? And then that's what it is. So when you go to the frog, right, your hand should be still a continuation of your arm, right? See that?
Yeah.
But look, the bow is terribly crooked. How are you going to fix it? With your fingers. Oh no, you're fine there. With this. See, look, stay there. Right. Look, your hand is still a continuation of your arm, because if you did not have may I have your bow? Can I have your bow? Now pretend that you go to the frog now. Right? You're at the frog there, see? You don't want to do this, do you?
No.
But that's what you do if you don't do anything with your fingers. Otherwise, the bow is crooked, which could very well be. It was when you played T, see, it was out. So you have to fix it. How? There we go. You could also fix it here, but we don't want to play like that.
Yeah.
All right, you see what I mean? So the fingers are a very important feature now because they will help you playing much more